Hello, my name's Jenny Luscombe and I'm an advanced EFT practitioner, and I've been doing EFT sessions now for about 7 years, and I've been using it myself as a self-help technique for about 10, and it's changed everything. So about 10 years ago I was really struggling and loads of things were going on for me. I was in the wrong relationship, the wrong career. I was struggling as a parent. I had postnatal depression. I had an anxiety disorder. I had chronic back pain that my doctor told me I would have forever. I wasn't happy and I didn't know what to do. I was in the wrong life. Now, bearing in mind that I've probably used EFT tapping myself every day, I would say every day, I've taken it on as a practice like somebody would use meditation, and I see it as like a form of emotional hygiene. So we have a shower every day, but we don't do anything with our emotion, which is the most unhealthy thing you can do, because if you don't move the emotion, the day-to-day stuff, it gets stuck in your body. Now that's what physical problems are. That's what disease is. It's unprocessed emotion. So your body, which is your subconscious mind mainly, it holds on to your negative emotion and your negative limiting beliefs about yourself and difficult memories. It holds on to all of this in the cells of your body. So your body is an archive, and EFT tapping is a way of connecting your mind with your body so that you can receive the messages that your body is telling you. So you can work on any emotional issue, any mental issue, so thoughts, feelings, beliefs about yourself, any physical issue, any circumstantial issue in terms of relationship, in terms of work, new projects, procrastination, self-sabotage, all that stuff. So you can use EFT tapping on anything, and it's hugely powerful. I would highly recommend that you look into it, because you can do it yourself. So I discovered it, and 10 years on, basically, I don't have any of those issues. I no longer have any pain in my body. I don't have any disease. I haven't seen a doctor for 10 years. I proved my doctor wrong when he said I would have my chronic back pain forever. I realised that my chronic back pain was emotional pain that had got to such an unprocessed state in my body, because I was in denial, that it became pain. And I didn't realise that until I started off on this journey. So I no longer have the pain. My body doesn't need to show me that pain anymore, because I got the message. So I no longer have postnatal depression. I no longer have anxiety disorder. I no longer have any pain. Was starting to get autoimmune problems. I no longer have those. I'm no longer in a career that I didn't want and wasn't working for me. I'm no longer in a marriage that was disempowering me. I've left behind a lot of abusive relationships. Everything's changed. I'm self-employed. I'm independent. I'm choosing, and I'm going in the direction of myself, which was really hard for me before. So you can do a lot with EFT tapping. It's mind-blowing. And as soon as I started to use it 10 years ago, I began to have profound shifts of consciousness. And I couldn't believe that this was not in schools, it wasn't in hospitals. I was thinking, what's going on here? And I now know that it's been suppressed, and that the governments of this world and the systems, they don't want us to know that we can do this. So here I am waving a flag saying that we can. So what is tapping and why does it work? So when we're tapping, and these are the points I'll show you, the side of the hand, just on the eyebrow point there, on the side of the eye, and then under the eye, under the nose, under the mouth, on your collarbone, just above your collarbone on both sides, sometimes just on that one in the middle, under your arm, and then on top of your head. So as soon as we start to tap, we start to connect our mind and our body in a way that we probably haven't done before. So it helps us to become closer and closer to our truth. And we don't fully know what our truth is in many situations because we don't properly listen to ourselves and we don't look because we didn't know we could. So EFT is a somatic therapy. It enables us to access and harness the natural intelligence of the body. And the body is just an archive, and you have an imprint in your body of everything that's ever happened to you. So if there's anything in your energy system, in your body, from your childhood or from all the way through your life, that has been unresolved, it will be stored up somewhere, ready for when you're coming to have a look, to heal that. So, the tapping itself, the reason that it works so powerfully is because it massively reduces the cortisol level in the body. So the cortisol is the stress hormone, which is behind all negative emotion and trauma. And this is what's firing away in our body when we are in survival mode. So many of us are in survival mode 24/7. Like, we're rushing around in our lives. We've got work, we've got the kids, we've got this, we've got that. And you cannot be in a healing state if you're in survival mode. So if you continue to remain in survival mode, your body is degenerating. Now you need to stop and you need to listen and you need to look at what's happening with you. So as soon as you start to tap, the cortisol level comes down by about 40-45%, which is more than rest in a lot of cases. As soon as you start to tap, you get closer to your truth. And then there are ways that you can look at your current circumstances simply by acknowledging them and putting them in front of you so that you can't not look. So, for example, if I was feeling angry with a friend because they betrayed me and let me down, in order to cope with what I was going through and in order to receive more information that I need to process that anger and to move through it and to maybe reach repair or understanding, I would need to not disown or deny or suppress or pretend that any of that wasn't happening or take pharmaceutical drugs or alcohol. Look and listen. So I could start on the side of my hand and speak out loud about what I'm going through. So the first thing to do is let yourself have the problem. So I would say, I'm feeling furious and angry because my friend betrayed me and I thought I could trust them, and now I don't know where I stand. And I feel angry in my body, in my shoulders and in my neck. It feels tense. And it feels unresolved, and I don't know what to do. So just allow myself to be there. So just say anything helpful out loud, which helps me bring myself closer to what's happening. And then I would tap through the other points, doing the same. I'm allowed to have this problem. I don't know why they did that to me. It feels like I don't matter. And I thought I could trust them. And now I feel lost. I don't know what to do about that. And I don't like feeling angry. It feels wrong to me to be angry, but the emotion is happening and I want to acknowledge it. And I've got every right to feel angry. And I don't know what to do to resolve this. And then tap on top of your head, have a deep breath. So the best thing to do after you've acknowledged the problem and you're allowing yourself to have the problem. You're not escaping, you're not avoiding, you're not denying, you're not suppressing. You're just allowing yourself to be in that issue. Tune back into the problem and then think about it. Now that you've acknowledged it, how big does this problem feel? How intense is it? So give it a score between 0 and 10. 0 being not a problem, 10 being, yeah, this is eating me up inside. So let's say I put myself somewhere around about a 7. So keep this score in your head. Now this is your subjective unit of distress. So after the next round of tapping, and then you check back in, see if it feels more intense than that or less intense. And actually sometimes the emotion does intensify, and that's okay. Because if it does intensify, it's because you're processing it and you need to be in it to feel it. So it might feel like it's going up at first. That's okay. It will come down. So repeat the process. So go back and then just speak out loud about what you're experiencing now. I'm still feeling angry. I can't believe they did that to me. And I'm feeling sad now. And I can feel it in my body still in my neck, still in my shoulders. Not as much as before. And I can feel the sadness of this. And it just feels so sad to me. They let me down. And I expected more. And I deserve better. And they've made me feel like I don't matter. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And it feels more like sadness now. And I'm worried that I've lost that person. And I don't understand why this has happened. And I don't know whether to trust them or not. And I don't know whether to talk to them or not. Just have a deep breath. And then go back to this point in the middle. So when you're tapping, the way it will feel in your body is, it does feel like you tune into something. So it feels like you tune into your emotion or your circumstance or the event, whatever it is. You tune into the channel of it and you start to feel it in quite an intense way in your body. Now I think it feels like electrical energy in my body. I can feel the energy move, but not everybody can. Some people can. If you're highly sensitive, you're more likely to feel that and possibly more likely to benefit from EFT tapping itself. So it starts to generally, when you start to build this up as a daily practice, it starts to help you understand your body and to receive information from your body. Now often during the rounds of tapping that you have, because you're processing and acknowledging the emotion and your situation and you're allowing it to be there, which is the opposite of denial, the situation itself starts to resolve. So this is why you'll feel shifts as you go through. So after each round of tapping, tune back in to the channel and ask yourself, how does it feel now? So tune into that in a physical way, tune into that mentally. Are your thoughts about it the same? Are your beliefs about you and this person the same? Physically, do you still have the pain connected to that? Do you still feel tension in a certain place in your body? Has it moved? So sometimes it will intensify, sometimes it will reduce, but it changes. So Einstein said, you can't get rid of energy, but it can change form. So we can actually change depression to empowerment, or we can change terror into peace, or we can turn kind of, guilt and shame into self-confidence. It often feels like tingling in your body, and it often makes you yawn, which shows an energy shift. The thing that is most noticeable for you to know that you've shifted emotionally is that you seem to receive information when you go through this experience. So this enables you to access the full picture. So if there's an emotional disturbance or a physical one, there's information that you don't have that you need. So it feels like kind of finding something that you didn't know you'd lost, or it feels like an aha moment. It feels like suddenly understanding somebody or something. Or you might suddenly look at yourself and think, I always have this pattern, with other people as well, not just this person. Now, any level of awareness that you receive during EFT is profoundly healing, and it will build. It will keep building and building on itself. Now, each time you check back in after a round of tapping, keep rating it your subjective unit of distress. Maybe now it feels like a 5. Now, sometimes when you do this, and you can just keep going, and then keep voicing what's currently going on, and what you're voicing will be changing because you're changing the emotion. So there are layers like an onion. It's not just one thing. I'm talking about anger, but there's also betrayal there. There's also probably a sense of guilt. Did I do something? There's also sadness underneath it all, and like a feeling of insecurity. There's a lot there. It's not just one thing. So doing rounds of tapping yourself enables you to move through those layers. And then as you're removing those layers, you're receiving information, new insights. Now, sometimes the situation that you're working on will suddenly kind of seem fuzzy, or it will seem like, I just don't feel like that anymore. You might actually have received the information from your subconscious mind that you needed in order to not feel this feeling. You might have an impulse to connect with that person and know exactly what to say. You might have a realization of what you have to do, or you might have a realization, this is why I'm the way I am. So I can't have your shifts for you, but I'm just trying to explain what might happen. So everyone's different, and everyone will experience this in different ways. I can guarantee 100% that if you bring your awareness towards the emotion or the situation, you tap, you bring your cortisol level down, you come out of survival mode and into a healing state, and you acknowledge your emotion and you speak out loud about it and you tap, I can guarantee you will have a shift of consciousness. Now, you can just keep going. You can start again. You can acknowledge the problem, tap through all the points. You can just keep going with that. You can keep building up your awareness, receiving more information about that thing. If you were focusing on a difficult memory, then sometimes the memory actually feels like it's gone fuzzy, it's disappeared, because you no longer need that intenseness that was in. You're not going to forget the thing, but the intensity connected to the memory will dissipate. So when you do this work, and you do this work a lot, if you did this at the end of every day and just spoke out loud about what you went through and how you felt, and this person said this and I felt like that and it wasn't fair, and whatever, have a little review of the day. It's the healthiest thing that you could do for your mind and body. It prevents disease as well as heals disease. It prevents mental health issues as well as heals mental health issues. It's you connecting with you. It helps you become a sovereign being. It enables you to not need to go to someone else for help. Obviously, I recommend going to people for help, but there's nothing more empowering than first believing that you're in a situation that you can't control and that you're out of control, you're powerless, into realizing you have the power to move yourself and your circumstances and your belief systems and your physical pain and your emotional pain out of that situation and into a healing state. Now, this has been suppressed. The governments of this world did not want anyone to know about this, which is why I'm making this video. So, if you want to find out any more, all my information is below the video. There's more to EFT than just kind of coping, like surface coping. Like, you know, after acknowledging all of this and getting your subjective unit of distress level down, you can actually dive into that in a physical way, and there's different techniques that you can use with EFT where you can connect core memory and you can figure out what the roots are of the emotional distress or the physical distress that you're experiencing. If you want further information on how to do that, then you can either you can book an EFT therapy session with me, or I also now deliver one-to-one training to teach people how to do this themselves. And then I follow that up with video information and sequencing steps so that you can follow along with videos that I've made to help you do your own self-healing. So you'll find all my links underneath the video. I also do sessions in the emotion code, and I also now teach people how to muscle test, which helps you gain even more access to the natural archive that is your body and your subconscious mind. I've also created an online course called Free Therapy Forever, a crash course in sovereignty, self-healing and self-mastery. And if you're interested in keeping up to date with me on any offers and videos that I make, then I now have a newsletter. So the sign up is in the description box below. Thank you very much for listening. And I hope that you now know more about EFT and you understand what that looks like. And it's got you curious about looking into this. Good luck.